Hi, my name is Jacqueline Montoya, and I'm doing my oral presentation for Drama 30. And I decided to interview an individual for 10 minutes, and I picked my mom, Zonia Montoya, because she came here from El Salvador at age 14 legally. And I thought it'd be interesting to hear her side of the story as opposed to someone who came here illegally. So this is my mom, and what is your full name?
Sonia Montoya.
Why did your parents select this name for you?
It was my paternal uncle that picked it.
When and where were you born?
I was born October 25th, 1962 in Aguilares, San Salvador, El Salvador.
How did your family come to live there?
My maternal grandfather moved from out of another department or state, out of state from El Salvador to another for a new beginning.
Were there other family members in the area?
Only paternals,
Who?
my grandmother and my uncles.
What was the house like? Like an apartment, farm-like?
It was a big house,
How many rooms
3 big rooms,
and bathrooms?
one.
Did you have electricity?
Yes.
Indoor plumbing?
No.
Telephones?
No.
Were there any special items in the house that you remember?
Yeah, it was 2 sets of living room that we used to hang out, and that was my favorite
What is your earliest childhood memory?
one. Kindergarten.
What do you remember about that?
My dad had made me a desk with my name on it. I like personalized items.
Describe the personalities of your family members.
I come from eight, uh, one of eight. We have 5 girls and 3 boys, and my mom and my dad. So we have different personalities. We have serious, funny ones, wild ones, crazy ones.
What was your favorite toy and why?
I didn't have a favorite toy. I didn't have a toy. My baby sister, who's 3 years younger, used to have baby dolls in Barbies, and now we just play with them.
What was your favorite thing to do for fun?
Climb up trees.
Did you have any family chores?
Yes, we did.
What were they?
The youngest ones used to be in charge of sweeping the backyard, picking up the leaves, the dirt, and everything in the backyard. The middle ones we sweep the floors and dust the furniture, and the oldest ones used to cook
What,
and wash.
what was your least favorite chore?
Uh, Go to the local stores to buy food. It was too hot and humid to walk.
What was school like for you as a child?
Uh, Funny, fun. Liked it. I used it to socialize with friends.
What were your best and worst subjects?
My best subject was spelling. My worst was math.
Do you remember any styles from your youth?
Yes, the platform shoes, the bell-bottom pants, and the afro hair.
Who were your childhood heroes?
Um, Spider-Man, Superman.
What were your favorite songs and music?
My favorite music and songs were from the Bee Gees and the Four Seasons, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
Did you have any pets? If so, what kind and what were their names?
Uh, we used to have 1 dog, 2 cats, and a pig, and we didn't name them.
Because you would eat them.
No,
No?
no, the pig, yeah.
Describe a typical family dinner.
It was typical for us to be sitting all of us at the table and eat quietly.
Who did the cooking?
The oldest girls.
And what was your favorite food?
Um, Fried beans, fried plantain, and handmade tortillas.
How were the holidays celebrated in your family?
The only holidays we celebrated was Christmas and New Year's.
Did you guys have any special traditions?
Uh, for New Year's, yes, we used to cook this special meal, and late at night we would eat dinner all together and do fireworks.
How is the world different in El Salvador from when it was like when you were a child?
The world different. When I was a child, El Salvador was fun to be there, and there was no violence, there was no kidnapping, there was no um the I guess the there wasn't that many shootings, and now it's very dangerous.
Is there any traditions in your family, such as giving the firstborn son the name of the paternal grandfather?
Yes. Uh, the in my family we have the the name Juan runs in the family, and Maria for girls.
Um, have any recipes been passed down to you from family members?
Yes, from my mom and dad. They both of them taught us how to cook, and they uh, given us what to how to make typical food. So more likely we'll pass it on to you.
Are there any physical characteristics that run in your family?
Yes, our thick eyebrows and our big nose.
So, how did you guys end up coming to the United States from El Salvador?
When my baby brother was born in 1967, my dad came as a tourist, and he wanted always a better life for us. He liked it here. He liked the style, the way of living, and he got married to someone to get his papers, so we could all come here legally. And he had two jobs to collect the money for the lawyer, and he sent for us. He put in his papers for immigration.
So, you guys came here legally.
Yes, the eight of us.
And how did you guys come here from El Salvador?
My older brother, who was old enough to drive, he came with a station wagon to pick us all up because it was too expensive for the airfare for all of us. So he went, brought the station wagon, and we came driving.
And what was it like? You guys drove all the way from
El Salvador to Guatemala, from Guatemala to Mexico, and in Mexico from Nogales, Arizona.
And how was school when you started here?
Um, it was hard because we didn't speak English, and we were thrown to the school. We took a registration or test on how our English level was. So we were just thrown to the regular schools. They didn't have bilingual schools.
And college wise, you graduated from high school,
Uh-huh.
and
Then I went to college and studied French for 3 years, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And as bad as I was and hated math, I started working with a credit union, and math was one of my. It is still one of my strongest um, subjects right now, and I would say I'm good at money, and I work with numbers.
and out of all the things you learned from your parents, which do you feel was the most valuable?
Uh, Discipline and respect. Show respect to others.
What accomplishments were you the most proud of?
I never needed government uh, money, welfare money. I never went back to my parents for money. I I am so proud that I could stand on my own. My dad taught us how to be independent and not rely on anybody else's money, and that's what I'm proud of.
And was it would you say it was hard to assimilate into the mainstream of America?
Yeah, it was it was hard in a way that in El Salvador, you depend a lot of from your parents, and in the United States, it's very uh, they there's no family morals. I think.
Would you say that your immigrant experience has the effect of how you think politically and the social concerns?
Yes, social wise, I think Americans, uh, when your parents become old, you don't want to take care of them. And in El Salvador, it's a priority to take care of your elders. And political wise, as an immigrant, I feel like every person that comes into this country should pay their dues. And like my dad did by himself, being that he only graduated to up to third grade, and he brought us all here legally.
Okay, so you just listened to an interview from my mom, and she has so much more to say, but we're limited on time. And I do think because of her immigration experience, it is the way, it does shape the way I think of immigration, and I do think people should come here legally. But I'm sure if people could, they would. It's just not that easy. And so I wanted to share her story, and she was happy to share hers. And so thank you very much for listening.